Hello and welcome everyone. I just want to quickly go over the latest seasonal modifier on the Division 2. This is coming next season, Season 1 of Year 7 on May 27th. It's called Hardcore and it's on the PTS right now. If you want to play this, you can play it this weekend. You just need to own it on PC, Ubisoft Connect. You'll have access to the PTS. You can get on and test it yourself. But I thought I'd share my thoughts of it today and just go over it as well and show you maybe some gameplay as well. So let's just go into it. We bring up the modifiers. You can see here the global modifier Hardcore. How this works, we'll quickly read through this, but you receive 3 new attributes. This is all kind of aimed back at the Division 1, which is great. Firearms, stamina, and electronics. There's toughness on the Division 1. Each one provides a bonus that scales based on its current tier. At different thresholds, you reach a new tier up to tier 5. It's as simple as that. The score's baselines are affected by the cores on your gear, and they can be raised by eliminating enemies marked with hostile countermeasures. So firearms, you gain critical hit chance bonus that does not count toward the critical hit chance cap. So if you're at tier 5 on firearms, it's going to be 10%, which means if you've got like a 60% crit chance build already, that will go up to 70%. Stamina, you gain bonus armor every 300,000 damage that you take. At tier 5, that goes up to 7.5% bonus armor for every 300,000 damage. Electronics, every time a skill is used, your other skill's cooldown is reduced. Shields do not trigger this though. At tier 5, all skill cooldowns are reset. And the bonus on that at tier 5 as well is 22.5%. So basically, as you can see in this clip here, when you're fighting enemies now, they're going to have firearms, stamina, or electronics attached to them. They could have just one of them. They could have multiple. Some enemies will have all 3. They can't have like 2 of the same now. So you'll see these enemies. They'll have firearms on them, stamina on them, and electronics on them. And these are also what are going to be the hostile modifiers for this season. So if you see an enemy with a firearms mark, that marked enemy is going to gain 10% weapon damage and 20% movement speed. Eliminating or assisting in eliminating an enemy marked with a firearms mark gives you the firearms score. So that's how you're going to build up those tiers for firearms, by killing enemies with firearms. So that's how it works basically. The yellow markers on an enemy is the electronics mark. These marked enemies will take 33% less damage from skills and 33% less damage to the weak points. While the gadgets are deployed, they'll take 33% less damage as well. Eliminating or assisting eliminating these will get you the electronics marks for your tiers to go up on electronics. And then with the blue mark, it's the stamina mark. These marked enemies will gain overheal, and your critical hit damage to them is reduced by 25% on these enemies as well. So they're going to be a little bit more tankier. And again, you'll kill the enemies with the stamina mark on to build up your stamina stacks to tier 5. It's not that complicated at all, really, is it? You don't need to think about it. You just play the game. You're going to be getting your tiers going up as you're killing enemies, and they're going to be giving you bonuses. And as ever, you're going to have active modifiers and passive modifiers. And for the first time, we've got more than 3 active modifiers. We've got 5. You will have to unlock these through the seasonal journey, and I think they're giving you 1 to start the season with without any journey progression at all. I think Yannick said it's going to be Broken Link, but as you progress through the journey, you'll be able to unlock Assault Link, Security Link, Target Rich Environment, and Tech Link as well. So I'm not going to read through all of these because you can probably do that yourself by looking at the patch notes. But yeah, if we just have a look at one of them, like the Assault Link, your firearms attribute is set to tier 5. For the duration of that ability, you're going to gain 5% weapon damage for every non-red core equipped. Attributes are frozen at that point, and bonuses are multiplied by 4 as well. Passive modifier values are multiplied by 2. And on activation, allies within 10 meters are granted a boost to the firearms score, and the modifier's duration is increased by 3 seconds for each ally nearby. So it's kind of team orientated as well this time, which is pretty good. Once the effect ends, all attribute scores go back to the baseline values. Cooldown is 60 seconds. So you got Security Link that works similar with stamina, giving you some stamina buffs, and you got the Tech Link there, electronics, giving you some skill buffs. Target Rich Environment, Broken Link work a little bit differently. Broken Link, you can basically freeze your attributes where they currently are to multiply the value by 2. And Target Rich Environment on activation, you're basically going to get 3 unmarked targets within 35 meters will be given a mark. There's a way to get marks on targets with that. some other bonuses there. So that's what they look like. And in the passive modifiers, there's 2 sections to this for this new season. You got simple passive modifiers and you've got hybrid ones. So with the simple ones, it's like extra padding, for example. You'll gain 5% protection from elites per blue core, but you got to be at tier 5 in stamina for this to proc. A lot of them are like this. So with there's another one that I like, loaded up. 25% of your critical hit chance value is added as critical hit damage while at tier 5 in firearms. And yeah, some other ones there. Signature weapon damage increased by 10% for your firearms tier, for each firearms tier. That can go up to like 50% extra signature weapon damage at firearms tier 5. The hybrid ones do work a little bit differently. So for this one here, tier a day, for each tier in any attribute, you gain 5% total health. Multitasker while at tier 5 in all attributes. So if you can get all 3 of them, firearm, stamina, and electronics up to tier 5, you're going to get 7.5% weapon damage and 85,000 max armor and a skill tier. So they work by basically having multiple tiers rising up. This one here, you need to be at tier 3 in both stamina and electronics, and your outgoing and incoming repairs are increased by 25%. So yeah, you'll be unlocking all of these again through the journey. You will go through the journey progression. You'll get everything unlocked just like last time. And the only difference being with that is that you're given 1 active modifier to start with. Now, I do want to share my opinion on what I've played so far with this new global modifier. And just right away, I just want to say it's very underwhelming in the PTS. You've got to remember, this is a PTS. This is where they're going to take a lot of feedback from us playing it, but also you guys watching it. So do comment what you think down below. If you played or watched, you never know, a developer might be watching this video, might read through the comments. Also feedback in the Discord as well. They're looking for all the feedback they can get. And yeah, I just feel like it's underwhelming. And the reason being, for the last 2 seasons, we've had 2 global modifiers that I believe have given us so much power. If you think back, was it called Point Blank, with all the range differences, and when you got all the mods and you equipped the mods, you were doing insane amounts of damage. It was absolutely fun. I know the first season there's a bit of a problem with the hostile modifiers. They weren't so fun, but it was so good. I really enjoyed it and I thought it was brilliant. And then last season landed, and again, so powerful. Like with overdrive, putting yourself into overdrive right away, I could wear an all red glass cannon build, go into overdrive, pull my Crusader shield out, and the Crusader shield was practically invincible. It was so much fun. We were absolutely hammering through legendaries with it. Really, really overpowered. Rate of fire increase, damage increase, a shield that can't be destroyed on an all red glass cannon build. There was so much good about it, and there's loads of different things you could do as well, like the pulse that set enemies on fire is really good. It was just so much fun, and I felt we got spoiled in those first 2 seasons of seasonal modifiers, and comparing this new modifier, global modifier, to them, it just doesn't get anywhere close to that power. So like, we just went over it. So for example, when you get to tier 5 firearms, you're basically just giving yourself 10% crit chance. When you get to tier 5 stamina, all you're doing is giving yourself some bonus armor when you're taking some damage. When you get to tier 5 electronics, you're just reducing the skill cooldown of your other weapon, your other skill or whatever. So my problem with this and why it's underwhelming is, like, obviously the extra crit chance is nice, but I don't think it's going to be that noticeable from going from 60 to 70. There's going to be perks and ways of doing the modifiers to double that, or even better maybe, and go even higher to maybe 80% or more crit chance. But even if you went to 100% crit chance, I don't think it'd be anywhere near as powerful as what we've just had in the previous 2 seasons. With the bonus armor that you're getting with the stamina at tier 5, I get more bonus armor by just running a memento backpack. And the skill thing with the skill cooldown hardwired, that I have unlimited skills with that. It's very underwhelming from what I've played, and I don't know whether I'm missing something. Like, let me know if you're playing this. If you think I've missed something here, and just say, "Gee, no, this is good." Let me know, because I need to know. I've got this weekend potentially to play this some more before it goes off, and if I don't think I am. I think I've looked at it and tried some variances with it. But it's just, for me, nowhere near what the last 2 seasons were. And I'd like to see some buffs to these seasonal modifiers. And if that's what's fed back to them, I hope, like, again, it's the PTS, it's the time for feedback. That's why we're testing it out. And I think, I know we can't be that powerful all the time. We've definitely been spoiled the last 2 seasons. And I know we can't have that all the time. You can't, the game can't be that easy. They've got to have some other variances of what they do. I love the way they're going back to the Division 1 with the Battle for Brooklyn DLC coming out. We're returning to Brooklyn, all the nostalgia. I love all that. I just think we do need some more power out of it. So I don't know, maybe some thought processes on the firearms with the crit chance, rather than just 10% for tier 5. Could it be 50% at tier 5? Maybe when you go up firearm tiers, it could act also as an additional red core. So, for example, on an all red build, we've got 6 red cores, right? Well, what if tier 1 of firearms would give me another 15% weapon damage, which means by the time I get to 5 tier or the 5th tier, I'm gonna have 75% weapon damage extra. That could be insane. And when you think about a new item that's coming to the game, is it the streamline talent on a gun? That's going to be 80% extra damage for having those skills on cooldown, which is insane. When stuff like that's coming in, I think, you know, an extra 75% damage for a modifier is doable. I think that could be good. That could be fun. I don't know, something like that. And for the stamina, you could maybe have more armor as you go up the tiers or something to make tank builds really. Well, tank builds are great anyway, but even more tankier maybe. I don't know. I just think that it is quite underwhelming from what I played. I probably wouldn't turn modifiers on with what I've played today. Like this season now that we're currently in, I don't turn modifiers off, and I think that's what they want it to be fun. They've said it themselves. They want it to be like that. They want us to be playing with modifiers, and it's gotta be as fun as it's been the last 2 seasons. And if they don't want us to be as powerful as that, I mean, how else can they do this where it's still going to be that much fun? I don't know. But that's my thoughts currently on the PTS and the new seasonal modifier Hardcore. But again, I'm very interested in your views. If you've watched it, if you've been playing it yourself, please comment down below. Let me know what combinations you've been using and what builds you've been using these on, because I could also be missing something. It could be my gameplay, the style of player I play at. It's just not really suiting. Do I need to adjust? Do I need to try other things? Comment down below. But that's it for this video today. I just wanted to cover the new global modifiers coming in a new season, what I thought about it so far, and have a conversation with you guys. So make sure you go and comment. We're going to end the video there. Don't forget to like it as well. Subscribe for more content if you're new around here. All of my links are in the video description for my Discords and things like that. So go check that out as well. But until next time, take care.